So in this video we are going to solve a merge interval, which is Leetcode 56 problem, and this problem is asked in the Atlassian coding interview. But before solving this problem, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, then please do. It really helps me keep motivated to make new videos. Now let's move to the problem. So in this problem, you will be given a set of intervals, and you have to merge all those overlapping intervals into one interval. Okay, so for example here, if I have taken 1 6 2 4 and 5 8, so you have to merge all of this interval, means overlapping interval, into one interval. And if one interval is not overlapping, then make that interval as a separate interval, right? So how are we going to merge this interval? So to merge any interval, we are going to arrange intervals by ascending order of this 0th index value. Okay, so for example, if you take this as an example, here this will be arranged as 1 to 6 because 1 is less than 2, then 2 to 4, then 5 to 8. This is in ascending order of 0th index value. Now let me just draw the interval, and you will get the idea how we are going to solve it. So for example, if this is 1 to 6, then 2 to 4. So how are we going to draw 2 to 4? So 2 to 4 will reside in between here to here somewhere, right? Now let's see how are we going to draw 5 to 8. So 5 to 8 will be reside from here to here somewhere, right? Now how are we going to merge this? So if we take this as an example, so first take only 2 as an example and perform the merge operation, then take the next one. Okay, so let me just clear this out. Okay, now if you take this both as an example, so here if you see clearly it is visible, this both means 2 to 4 is inside 1 to 6, right? So how are we going to solve this programmatically? So to solve this programmatically, we have to notice one thing. If this 0th index of the current interval, means the current interval is less or equal to the 0th last index of the previous interval, if this is true, then it is clearly overlapping. So here if you see, the current interval value is 2, which is less than equal to 6. So this means this interval is clearly overlapping, right? Because the current interval 0th index value is less than equal to the previous interval 1 value, means previous interval last value. Okay, so this is clearly overlapping, and we have, since we have already sorted it by ascending order of 0th value, means x of 0 index, then we can say that this interval is overlapping, right? Okay, so with the help of this, we will be finding if this interval is overlapping. Now we know that this interval is overlapping, this both interval is overlapping. Now how do we merge it? So to merge it, what we have to do, we have to compare if the ending point of the current interval and the previous interval, which interval has the highest value. So if you check, the previous interval has 6 and the current interval has 4 value. So what is the maximum value out of it? So maximum value is 6. So we will consider 6 as the last. After merging, we will consider the 6 as the last index, which will be present after the merging. Okay. So suppose if you take instead of taking this as a 4, we take 8 or something. So what will be the new value? So we will apply the same thing. The 2 is less than 6. So this is clearly overlapping. Now we will compare what is the max value between the ending of the both interval, like previous interval and the current interval. So max will be 6,8. So the new interval, after merging, the new interval end value will be 8. So the now new interval value, what will be the new interval value? The new interval value will be, it will be starting from the 1, because since these both interval we are considering, so it will be previous of 0 and the maximum of current of 0, current of 1 comma previous of 1. Okay, so what is the value then? The previous of 0 is 1, and current of, if we consider 4, then 4 and 6, then it will be 6, and if you consider uh, um, 6 and 8, then it will be 1 to 8. So this is how we are going to solve the merge interval problem. So hope you have got the idea. Now let's move to the another example, which is this one. Okay, so let me just clean this up first. Okay, now let's solve this 6 to 10 and 15 to 18. Okay, we are taking this as an example. So if we draw it, it will be like something like 6 to 10 and 15 to 18. It will reside outside somewhere. 15, then 18, right? Now apply the same thing. It is sorted by the 0th index of the intervals. Now compare the current interval 0 value. So current interval, we will take this one. So current interval 0 value is 15. Is 15 less or equal to the previous index 1 value 10? This condition is clearly false. Then this both interval is not overlapping, and you can see it also, this both interval is not overlapping. So what we will do, we will consider both previous and this current interval as non-overlapping interval and append into the results list separately. Okay, so this is how we are going to solve the merge interval problem. Hope you have got the idea. Now let's just go to the Leetcode and write code for it. So first edge case will be like, if length of, so let me just declare one variable, length of intervals. Here we will check if n equal to 0, then simply return the empty list. Since it is asking us to return the intervals after merging all overlapping intervals. Now secondly, what we will do, as discussed, what we will do, so it is intervals. Okay, intervals dot sort by what? Key equal to lambda, key equal to lambda x of 0. So this, what this will do, it will sort the current list based on the 0th value. Okay, so it will sort current intervals based on the 0th value. Now what we will do, we will take one result array and we will append the intervals zeroth index into the result set. Okay, so we will append the first interval in the result array, and we will iterate through 1 to n. Okay, so this interval will be considered as the previous interval, and in the loop ith interval will be considered as the current interval. So let's declare the previous interval. Previous interval will be result of last index. Okay, so last index will be the previous interval, right? Now current interval will be intervals of I. Now what we will do? How are we going to check the if both interval is overlapping? So we will compare if current interval of 0th value is less or equal to previous interval of one value, right? If this is true, then what I've told you. So we will check if both this is true, then update the previous interval value of maximum of previous interval one value and current interval one value, right? Else, if this is a non-overlapping interval, then in that case simply append the current value into the result set, and at the end return result. So this is how we are going to write code for this merge interval. Let me just run this code for you. So if you see, this is working fine for the case 1. So case 1 for result is 1, 6, 8, 10 and 15 to 18. This is working fine, right? If you say check case 2, this is also working fine. Now let me just submit this code. So this is working fine for all test cases. It beats 92.83% of all over the code submitted. Okay, so what is the time complexity of this code? What is the time complexity? If you say consider for sorting, it will be somewhere like n log n. So what will be the time complexity? So if you consider this one, so it will be like n log n, where n is the length of the interval, and for this one n. So overall time complexity for this one will be n log n. Okay, so time complexity is n log n for this algorithm. Okay, so hope you have got the idea how to solve merge interval problem. If you have any concern or any kind of doubt, you can definitely ask in the comment below. I will try to resolve your doubts as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share to my channel. Share my channel. It really helps me keep motivated to make new videos. Thank you so much.